Across the Orokin system, countless factions battle for power, territory, and control. Empires rise, alliances fall, wars fought across entire planets. But among them, one force stands apart. Not because of its technology, not because of its strategy, but because of its sheer unstoppable numbers. They are the Grineer. They are not explorers. They are not diplomats. They are an army. And they were never meant to rule anything. The Grineer are a militarized empire built entirely on cloning. Every soldier, every officer, every commander, all are copies of the same genetic stock, replicated again and again to maintain their endless ranks. They do not recruit, they do not train civilians, they manufacture soldiers. Their strength does not come from innovation or advanced science, it comes from quantity. Where other factions rely on precision or strategy, the Grineer rely on overwhelming force. If one soldier falls, another takes its place. If one army is destroyed, another is already marching. To them, numbers are power, and they have more soldiers than anyone else in the system. Long before they ruled planets, the Grineer were nothing more than servants. During the age of the Orokin Empire, they were created as disposable labourers, cloned workers designed only to build, mine, and obey. They were never intended to lead, never intended to think independently, never intended to matter. To the Orokin, they were tools, replaceable, expendable, forgettable. But when the Orokin Empire fell, the rulers vanished, and the servants remained. With no masters left to command them, the Grineer did something no one expected. They took control. The cloning technology that sustains the Grineer is powerful, but deeply flawed. Each generation of clones is slightly less stable than the last. Their bodies weaken, their minds deteriorate, their lifespans shorten. Over time, the effects compound, producing soldiers who are stronger than ordinary humans, yet genetically deteriorating with every new replication. Many Grineer suffer visible mutations, scars, deformities, and mechanical augmentations, designed to compensate for their failing biology. They are not perfect soldiers, they are decaying ones, and yet they continue to clone regardless. Because without cloning, their empire would collapse in a single generation. Grineer Society is built on hierarchy, discipline, and absolute obedience. Strength is respected, weakness is discarded. Orders are followed without hesitation. Questions are never asked. Individual identity has no value within their ranks. A Grineer soldier is not important as a person, only as a unit. Loyalty is their defining trait. Not loyalty to each other, but loyalty to command. At the centre of Grineer rule stand the Twin Queens, mysterious rulers who command their empire with absolute authority. To outsiders, they are tyrants. To enemies, they are threats. But to the Grineer themselves, they are divine. The queens are not merely leaders, they are symbols of purpose. The commands shape the actions of millions. Their will determines the fate of entire planets. And within Grineer Society, disobedience is not simply punished, it is unthinkable. The Grineer are not the most advanced faction in the system. They are not the most intelligent. They are not even the most adaptable. But they are still one of the most dangerous forces in existence. Because they do not rely on superiority. They rely on persistence. Destroy one battalion and another replaces it. Destroy a fleet and another takes its place. They do not retreat. They do not surrender. They advance. Relentlessly, endlessly, until resistance is gone. In the present era, long after the collapse of the Orokin Empire, the Grineer have become one of the dominant powers in the system. Their fleets occupy planets. Their armies control territories. Their influence spreads across entire sectors. They do not negotiate peace, they enforce order. Worlds they conquer are stripped of resources, reshaped for military use, and absorbed into their growing empire. Expansion is not a goal for the Grineer, it is their nature. The Grineer were never meant to rule. They were engineered to serve, created to obey, designed to be forgotten. But history has a way of changing the fate of even the lowest creations. And now, across the origin system, the servants have become conquerors. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more Warframe lore explained, because every faction in this universe has a story, and most of them are darker than you think.